Hello viewers, today for repair I have a Uniden digital 900 MHz telephone. It's actually the same model as that one, sans caller ID. So that's kind of neat to have two of these going here. Anyways, the complaint with this one is that it has a very limited reception. Now, there's a whole bunch of things that can affect range of a telephone, and it's really impossible to give out a measurement of how far you should be able to go from a base, just because it does change depending on your environment and many other factors. But I have used these telephones in my house before, and I know approximately where it should cover. So what I'm going to do here is I've got the line plugged in. I'm going to turn this on. I got my test battery in there. I'm going to turn this on. Turn this up all the way. I'm just going to begin walking into the other room, and we're going to see how far it goes.
United Bank N.A. What know-how can do. Member FDIC. Today is Friday, October 28th. People's United Bank time, 8:07. Current temperature, 43 degrees.
Okay, so that went about across the room and then it dropped out. That is nowhere near what it should be obtaining. These are extended range. These should go for at least across, a 3 or 4 bedroom house. I can bring mine from the basement into the basement from upstairs and it still works. So there is definitely a problem with this telephone. So I'm going to go open this up here. I've already removed the screws and the contacts and everything. I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look at inside. Okay, so here's the board, and the problem is very obvious. The antenna is missing. It has actually, when I opened it up, it was just kind of sitting loosely inside the casing like that. It's actually separated from the board. The whole solder joint and everything is still there. I'm going to see if I can get a good close-up on this. This is where the antenna is supposed to go, and as you can see, it has pretty much just separated out the board. Now, I don't like this whole board. All these joints are very cold, and it just was not soldered very well, so this is not overly surprising. There's also some sort of like a liquid sticky substance in there. I think it's just face junk, so I'll have to clean that off as well. But to solve the problem, we're going to have to put this antenna back on there, and I'm not sure if this is going to make any contact if I even solder it back on, because so much of the port is actually missing. It came off with the thing. Alright, so here's how we're going to fix this. Because I cannot get this to solder back onto there, I'm going to solder this onto here, because this is where the antenna connects to. So I'm going to have to get a small jumper wire, connect it to there, and then connect this on to that. So I'm going to grab some shrink tubing and we'll get started. Alright, so I have this wire which I'm going to use, and what's going to happen is I'm going to put it onto there, and then it'll have to route up like that here, and then I'll connect the antenna to that as normal. Okay, so that's now connected. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just test this as it is, because that wire should be sufficient to act as an antenna. I'm going to see if the reception is now as it should be. Okay, the reception just checked out to be normal. So that was successful. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this right about here, and then I'm going to strip this. and now I'm going to join the antennas together. Alright, so now hopefully that's the right length. What I'm going to do is I have a piece of shrink tubing, and I'm going to just slide this over here. Doesn't need to be nearly that long. Only half of this will suffice. Slide this over there so nothing has any potential to short out, and that will that's how we're going to do it. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and clean up the board because there's this sticky stuff on there, and this telephone will be repaired. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and out.